Hello everybody, it's Veda here, and today we're going to be benchmarking Conan Exiles. I know it's been a couple of days since I've done a benchmark, but I've been ill with the flu for quite a few days. Still ill today, but feeling a lot better, so I figured I'd give it a go at benchmarking again. So yeah, we're going to be benchmarking Conan Exiles with the RTX 3060 Ti here today. I do have the latest Nvidia drivers installed, and I've got the game installed on a regular SSD. So with that, let's jump on in and start benchmarking the game. Alright, here we are. We're in the game. We're playing at 1080p to begin with. I have the graphics set to cinematic, which is the highest settings in the game, as you can see. We're using volumetric fog, motion blur is of course turned off, and we've got the FPS uncapped. So let's jump on in, see how it runs. Alright, so here we are. I'm on my single player world. Now I know that Conan Exiles is primarily an online multiplayer server. We might try out some multiplayer stuff later on. And for those of you wondering, I am playing with BattleEye enabled. If you're going to play the single player, turn BattleEye off. It basically will just lower some of the CPU usage and some of the RAM usage most likely. It shouldn't affect GPU performance at all because it is an anti-cheat, so it shouldn't affect that. But as you can see here at 1080p inside my base, is this a big base, small base? I'm not sure. I played this game a couple of years ago. It's been a while since I played this game, to be honest, but my world is still here apparently. And I didn't play it on this computer, so it's transferred over on a cloud save. But as you can see, I'm getting pretty close to 60 FPS here at cinematic settings at 1080p inside this base, which isn't awful. It doesn't feel bad, especially since for me at least it's a PvE game. Now of course it is PvP as well, like it's primarily PvP, right? But I'm gonna do some running around here. We'll get into some combat here. I really do not remember how to play this game, guys, so don't be expecting any sort of like miracle plays coming out of me. But yeah, overall 60 FPS, it doesn't feel bad. I remember when I played this game, it wasn't on this PC, it was on a much lower end PC, which I'm going to try this game out on again and give it a try and see how it runs, because I've kind of forgot, but I know it did not run this well at all, and I definitely was not playing at cinematic. So yeah, but around 50 to 60 FPS here at cinematic settings. Now, you could go down and lower the settings a little bit, but what I would do is, what I've found that works pretty well here is just to turn the view distance down to ultra. Just turn that down to ultra, and we're still playing at pretty much cinematic settings, but we've got the view distance just one setting lower, and you can see like literally double the FPS. It's pretty crazy, because I was doing some messing around on here earlier today. That's usually what I do with my benchmarks, but especially with games that I'm not that familiar with, because it has been a few years since I played this game. But pretty much at 1080p you can play this game at almost completely cinematic settings and get over 100 FPS here. Yes, we are playing with the, you know, with the view distance down a little bit by one setting, but other than that it's completely fine, right? I think it's fine. I cannot remember what these are called. What are these? Sand Reapers? Okay, I don't remember how I got those, but I got them at some point on my little base here. But yeah, 100 FPS, 1080p, almost cinematic settings. I'm going to say that's a-okay. RAM usage is pretty low, so 16 gig systems are going to be completely fine for this game. It's only using 11 gigs, so it's totally fine. And look at that CPU usage, even with the BattleEye turned on, it's not that much at all. So it's pretty good to see. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the next benchmark. Alright, and for the next part of this benchmark, we're going to be testing out 1440p with the cinematic settings. I have put the view distance back up to cinematic as well, and we're going to see how it runs here at 1440p. I'm not expecting too much. And yeah, the quality is definitely a lot better, you know, from 1080p up to 1440p. The image quality is usually always drastically better, but like in terms of sharpness. But you can see our FPS, we are below 50, so I can definitely feel it's slowed down a whole bunch. It does not feel as good to play like this. Let me, can I look at my character? It's been a while. There we go. That's thumbnails. So yeah, 1440p. It doesn't feel awful, but you can definitely feel it slowed down at the cinematic settings, right? And we can't actually see how much VRAM is being utilized right now because of the anti-cheat that the game has. Obviously I could play without it. I would recommend you play without the anti-cheat if you're going to play single player. But yeah, it's using 5.2 gigs, like at least it's allocating 5.2 gigs of VRAM. Doesn't necessarily mean it's utilizing that much, but I can't check it because of the anti-cheat. But I'm gonna go ahead and say, like, you know, probably not gonna want to play like this, so let's go ahead and do what we did earlier. and we'll lower the view distance down to ultra. So still pretty much cinematic settings. We just have the view distance down, which maybe for PvP you would not want to do that. You know, for PvP you probably want to lower some of the other settings. You're probably going to lower the foliage quality and stuff before that. I'm not sure if in this game, if you lower the foliage quality, if it actually reduces how many bushes and stuff that are in the game, and if it also reduces how far away bushes get rendered in. That could just be view distance, but that might work on player models as well, so you probably wouldn't want to do that. Like I said, I haven't played this game in years, and I've never played it in PvP. I've only ever played this game solo PvE. But yeah, going ahead and lowering that view distance down to ultra, we've creeped up quite a lot of FPS. We're now at around 90 FPS on average. I forgot to set my 1% low, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, we're at about 90 FPS for the most part here. Wow, really? How do I know there's a way that you can... I forgot all the combat. I forgot all the ways that you can move in this game. That's crazy. And all the, like, little combos that you can do. Man. But yeah, 90 FPS in a game like this, guys, it feels completely fine. Like, so for whatever reason, if you want to actually have more FPS in the game, I've gone ahead and I've lowered the quality down to ultra. We're still playing at 1440p, but we'll have a look at what the FPS is like here. And you can see here that lowering all of the settings from cinematic to ultra didn't give us that much FPS. We got 10 more FPS, so on average, roughly. So about 10%, maybe 11-12% increase in FPS. It's not that much, considering that lowering view distance by 1 gave us all that FPS, and then just lowering everything else to ultra only gave us 10 more FPS. It definitely looks worse. It still looks good. Like, I don't think it looks bad. And pardon me, sorry about that, guys. And at the end of the day, it is a PvP game. So most of you are most likely more interested in having very good performance than you are graphics. But with the 3060 Ti, you can get good graphics and good performance in this game. Yes, you can't harvest with... I forgot, you can't harvest with weapons in this game, can you? At least I don't think you can. I couldn't do it there with the daggers. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for testing this game. You can clearly see playing at the highest settings in this game is pretty doable for a 3060 Ti, and I honestly don't think you're going to need that good of a CPU to push these frames either. In terms of how much VRAM it's not using that much at all. You can see right now I'm only allocating less than 5 gigs of VRAM. And by the way, sorry, I'm still sick with the flu, so my throat is a little bit, you know, blocked and so on. But you can see that it is only allocating 5 gigs of VRAM roughly, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's actually utilizing the 5 gigs that it's allocating to the game right now. And also, it's barely using any RAM. And for the CPU as well, it's not using much CPU usage. So this game did used to be an incredible resource hog back in the day. I remember when I tried to play this years ago, my old PC really struggled with this game to get decent FPS, but it seems like these days, at least for the more modern systems, it's really not an issue at all anymore. I mean, for a 3060 Ti as well, it's not an issue. Playing at maximum settings, 1440p pretty much, besides the view distance being down 1, but hey yo, what can you do? Anyways, I've been Vlado, thanks for checking out the video, and if you got any questions about this, do let me know in the comments. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, and goodbye for now.